Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Here we have a Four of Pentacles. Now, this is a special card for you because it is representing the sun in Capricorn. Okay, so I feel like this is really, this is a card of your fortitude and your strength. Okay, but I feel like it also is your ability to reach out beyond yourself. Okay, I feel like you're a very kind person. Yeah, I feel that you know how to make other people feel at home. You know how to make other people feel welcome, right? And I think that you probably are someone who like pays it forward, kind of in a way. Like there was one time, and now it seems to happen more often, maybe just because I'm aware of it, but there was one time a long time ago, it was actually right after my transplant, that I was driving through a drive-through coffee place, and when I got to the window, the person in the window said, "It's paid for." And I'm like, "What? By who?" And they said, "The car in front of you just paid for your drink." I said, "Really?" I said, that's never happened before. And they said, people do that nowadays. And I said, wow, that's really, really cool. And then of course, I paid for the person behind me. And it's kind of like now, I see that more often, and I tend to kind of, do that sometimes when I'm going through a place, or even, and I guess it really works in the drive-thrus, but I guess you can find other places to do that. But I feel like you're the kind of person that would do that. Okay. I feel like you're somebody that if, you see somebody in front of you at the store and they're kind of struggling to find like the extra change or whatever for what they're buying, that you'll kind of just say, "Here's $1" or whatever, right? I feel like you just have those little kindnesses about you that allow you to kind of use the resources that you have in a way that kind of makes other people feel welcome and makes other people feel good. I think you're a very kind person. And I think that it's difficult to be kind or to continue to be kind in a world where we're not feeling the kindness coming back to us. Okay? I feel like you do. I feel like you try very hard to be positive and to be welcoming and to let other people know. I feel like you do like random acts of kindness. I feel like strangers, you're holding doors, you're saying hi, you're offering to help people. I mean, I really feel that kind of a generosity about you. Yeah. And I think that you affect a lot more people than you realize. I feel like your kindness really does make a difference. Now, the thing with the whole drive-through, the idea there is that the person in front of me paid for my drink. I got like a coffee or something, right? Probably like an Americano or something. And I never was able to thank that person. They paid for my stuff. They drove away. I didn't know them. They didn't know me. Just a random person. And I never knew who they were or anything like that. It was only at the time like a couple of dollars for an Americano. And that's kind of your vibe too, is that you don't need the recognition for your good deeds, do you? It's nice to have it sometimes, but it's not necessary. You don't do good deeds. You don't do good things. You don't help people. You're not kind to people just so they'll recognize you and say thank you. Okay, and I think that sets you apart from a lot of people. Well, let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what's going on in your life, okay? There we have the Hermit. we've got, Wheel of Fortune. Okay. We have the Lover's card. We have a Queen of Cups. And we have the Sun card. Going from Hermit to a Sun card here. I kind of get a vibe. Over here we have a Knight of Wands. We have a Knight of Cups. And we have a Queen of Pentacles, and we have a Two of Swords. I feel that there is there's some kind of a message coming in from somebody, or there's some kind of a communication that's taking place in your life from somebody that you thought was kind of gone from your life, or that you haven't spoken to in a while. I almost wonder if there was some kind of I don't know, I don't think it's like an ex. It could be. I don't know. You have to figure that part out. But it's somebody that you haven't spoken to in a long time. Because I think it's going to be very joyous when you hear from them. Kind of coming back together as maybe it's like a family reunion. Maybe it's a long-lost friend. Maybe it's a family member that has been kind of gone for a long time, and now they're sort of coming back into your life. It's something along those lines, but it feels good that they're back. And that's the main message. It's not like, uh-oh, here comes that ex again. It's not one of those readings, okay? I don't do those kind of readings. But it does feel like there's a reconciliation here, or some kind of a return of a very cherished person, okay? So there's some sort of communication and of that nature. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. And we're not going to take you to our leader until the very end. But that card will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comment section down beneath the video. Now, as we look around the room, we see major, major, major on the horizontal path. That's outstanding, okay? And that seems to be telling that story. There is the union, there is a kind of hermit mode, and then it feels like a reunion, okay? It feels like a celebration. It feels like the light has returned here, and it feels really spectacular. I think that this is something that you are welcoming back into your life. We've got a little bit of fire. We've got our water cards. We've got some air. We've got some earth. No, let's not forget about the Wheel of Fortune down there. We do have a lot of the court cards, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards, plus the Lovers and the Hermit. And, of course, the twins kind of, here dancing under the sunlight in the Sun card. So, to me, it feels like there is some kind of a family reunion, or you're getting all the old friends together, or this is like a high school reunion or something like that. I feel like it's something that you thought was done and over with, something that you thought was kind of gone. Here it is coming back. Okay, and I think it's really, it's going to be a good thing. You're gonna be happy that it's back. Okay, and so that kind of to me feels like the Hermit. It feels like that you've maybe resigned yourself to this not being around, this person not being around. Okay. And I think that you are a little bit in that hermit mode. And to me, with the Four of Pentacles, like I was talking about with the random acts of kindness, which again is sort of echoed here with our Knight of Cups in the environment, I feel that you don't need the recognition. You're like the anonymous benefactor that's just going around like making people's lives better. And they're not like, they don't know who you are. It's like you're a superhero, It's like you're the one that's paying it forward and doing all this stuff, and nobody knows that it's you. And I think in some ways, like, it's okay for you to take the reciprocating energy, to allow people to sort of do those things for you, or to allow the recognition. Because especially the Knight of Cups here, this is about the giving and receiving of love and affection. This is allowing the random acts of kindness to come in as well, okay? So I feel that that this is kind of like allow yourself to be seen for what you're doing. Allow yourself to be appreciated, and it's okay to take credit for things. I think that's a message here for you. Okay. I want you to claim this reading. Yeah. Leave a comment. Let me know if this is resonating with you so far. I feel like you are because of your compassion, okay, because of almost like your humility, your humbleness, and your energy of like not needing to be so recognized for everything that you do. Like you don't need a round of applause for every good thing you do. You don't need all of the praise and everything for just doing a good deed. It's kind of like, this is what human beings are supposed to do. I don't need a celebration. I don't need an award, for being a good person, that kind of thing. Because of that kind of compassion that you have, right? That kind of humbleness or humility, I feel like you're a magnet for new connections right now. That this seems to be like an electromagnet that's spinning inside of you, that's attracting a lot of good things to you. And I think you're attracting a lot of good people, a lot of loving, supportive people, a lot of good resources are coming. I feel like Spirit is really putting the right people in your path right now that are going to make your life just like flourish, okay? More than it already is. And I think it's really because of your energy and your attitude and your approach to life. You're sort of creating this good luck, right? This wheel of fortune. It spins, and I think it becomes an electromagnet for new connections and for the return of this old connection. I think you're drawing new people into your life that are going to be supportive, that are going to be honest with you, that are going to be, just kind of warm and loving energies in your life. Friends, family members, new creative opportunities, emotional opportunities, and new physical opportunities, or financial kind of things coming in too. The Wheel of Fortune is a card really or an energy that requires our faith, hope, and trust. I think you're the embodiment of, you're putting your love out there. You're shining your light. You don't need people to notice you. You're doing it in the right way for the right reasons. Okay? And you're just kind of trusting that things are going to come back to you when they do. You don't need the thank you. You can pay for someone's coffee behind you, and you don't need them to hunt you down and say thank you and shake your hand and give you a hug or something. You're just like, I'm doing good things out in the world, and the world's going to do good things for me too at some point. I'm not worried about it. We don't see a lot of sword cards here, right? We see the Two of Swords, and that's about it. And I think this is some really interesting air energy. I'm feeling really like I feel like a union here is taking place. Okay, I feel like there's maybe a trust or an honesty that's sort of forming here between you and I think maybe this old person, this other person, past person, but I think with everybody in your life. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune, I think, is turning in your favor. I think you're starting to get a lot more green lights. You're starting to see a lot of doors opening where there were never any doors before. Spirit is putting the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them. And I think you're engaging with those things. I think you're creating good luck, really. And I think it's really this kind of faith in the universe that just says, I'm going to just go around being kind to people and being supportive of other people and not expecting to get anything back. It's not a transactional thing. It's not saying I'm going to be kind to you and then hopefully when I turn the corner, somebody's going to be kind to me. No, it's saying I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to be supportive and generous and kind to everybody. I'm going to do what I feel is humans should be doing. And I'm just going to have faith in the universe that I'm going to get what I need when I need it. I'm not worried about it. Okay? So you're not doing it for that sort of transactional. It's not a tit for tat kind of thing. It's not a quid pro quo, as they say. All right, so you're creating your luck here. You are inadvertently, I think, generating a lot of very good fortune for you, for yourself. In the past position, Lover's card, Okay. I think that the Lover's card is kind of a card of family. It's a card of relationships. Yeah, it's a card of choice. Okay. It's a card of kind of a commitment. Okay. I think just on the very surface level, it does represent a relationship. Okay. And I think it is a relationship that maybe you felt was over, or it was there was distance, or somebody kind of, maybe it's with a family member, maybe with your kids, or with a sibling, maybe it's parents or something like this. It could be a friend that kind of went off and did their own thing, and I feel like they're coming back into your life now, and kind of, they've went out. It's almost a prodigal energy, because it's something that, they sort of went off on their own quest, and now I think their path is starting to intersect with yours again. I feel that there's some kind of a gesture or a message or some kind of a communication from them that really brings peace into the relationship, for one thing. But it's kind of an unexpected gesture, communication, or reunion. So I don't think this is exactly like the high school reunion. If it is a high school reunion, it's kind of like you didn't expect to see your old high school best friend there, but then they kind of show up, and they show up in a way that's kind of different. It's interesting. It's unique. It's almost like they play a prank on you. I don't know if it's somebody that is kind of always was like a kind of a trickster type of personality. But I feel like they do some kind of a gesture, and it may not be like a trickster, like a clown kind of gesture, but it might be something very thoughtful. Like they'll send you a bunch of flowers with no note, and you'll be like, "Who is that from?" And it's just their kind of way. It's almost like they do something before they show up. Okay, something that feels like a very thoughtful gesture. It doesn't feel like a prank. It doesn't feel like there's just going to be a bucket of water that dumps on your head or something. It feels like it's a very meaningful and thoughtful gesture, and it might be something that you recognize and say, "Wait, that's something that maybe it's a Gemini person. That's something they used to do." So that's going to be kind of a sign that something weird's going on, is that it's going to be that anonymous, dozen roses or something, or some kind of like a card even, or it may be something more specific and a little bit more unique that's going to let you know that is that from that person. It's not going to be something so general, probably, right? Up above the surface, you have your Queen of Cups. I think that you are a very open person. I think that you are striving always for emotional honesty, emotional transparency, acceptance, depth, connection. Okay. You're not looking for the surface level exchange of emotional energy, chasing pleasure, running from pain. That's not your style. I think that you operate from a deeper place, a deeper emotional or spiritual truth. It's that compassion, it's that warmth, it's that kindness that you radiate. And to me, this is somebody who is always striving to be emotionally transparent, okay? To be open, to invite harmony and love and connection instead of tension. Like you break the ice. You don't like the ice. You don't like the surface tension of the water. You want to just get deep. I don't feel like you like the sort of conventional conversations, the sort of surface level exchange or dialogue with people. You don't like to talk about the weather or the sports team or politics or anything. Like you like to get deep and like what really matters to you. I think that you connect with people in a very intimate way. With, I think, everybody that you really come in contact with, right? Because you feel like there's an openness in you, right? It feels like you tend to share a lot about what you feel about things, and maybe it doesn't always lead to finding another best friend, but I think that people appreciate your openness. And I think you're open in such a way that's not judgmental and not angry, not like looking for a debate. But I think that you really genuinely care about people, and you You enjoy people from all walks of life. You probably are somebody that can make friends with literally everybody and anybody. Doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the origin. You can find a way to just be like, hey, we're connecting on a deeper level. Doesn't matter where we're from, what neighborhood, or what we believe in, or what the politics are, anything. I think that you're able to really to find that shared experience with people. And you have a very warm and a very inviting energy about you. Yeah, and I like that. Anyway, the Sun card in the future position. To me, this feels like a reunion. Okay? It feels like this is kind of like the big celebratory moment where this person, feels like they're kind of back in your life. And I don't know if they're just visiting or if they're staying for a while, but it feels really good. And it feels like this is kind of, it just feels like a timeless moment for you. Okay? And I think that it kind of is going to, in a way, I think it kind of heals some kind of a wound or a pain that you felt, like being separated from that person. Especially when we go from the lovers to a hermit. Okay? And maybe don't take this literally, right? We think of, well, this is the lovers, and then something happened here, and then you just became literally a hermit. It's up to you how literal you want to take those cards. Okay? And then going from that to like just this joyous kind of, this is like a big celebration kind of reunion energy, So it doesn't have to be exactly literal face value. Okay? But I do feel that there was some sadness or some sorrow that this person wasn't in your life anymore. And then here they are kind of coming back. And maybe this is just like your kids have gone off to, maybe they spent the summer somewhere, or they were traveling and they took a gap year or something like that. And now they're kind of coming back home and saying, surprise. Like you weren't expecting them to come home. You weren't expecting them to be here. And maybe that is, this is you kind of just putting around the house, doing your thing. You didn't expect them to show up at your door, but it's like they rang the doorbell, and then like they hit around the bushes or something, and you open the door and say, who is that? No one's here. It's something like that, right? And then they're going to kind of maybe not leap out and surprise you, but it's going to be a very pleasant surprise that they've returned. Okay? Somebody that you're going to be very pleased to see anyway. And so that's kind of the Sun here that I feel is this kind of a reunion that's going to it's going to feel very joyous. Yeah. This is a very happy card. Very happy card. Now subscribe to the channel. Okay? And if you're ready to keep going forward in this energy, hit the like button. Let me know that this feels like it's for you. Okay? And a big shout out to everybody right now who already knows who this person is. And if you want to share your story, let me know. Your general energy, okay, is a Knight of Wands. This is a very fiery energy. This is somebody who is ready to sort of leap into action. This feels warm to me. You feel like a very warm person, like you're kind of radiating this light and this willingness to let's sort of pay it forward, right? This is something that people feel very inspired by. This is like a warmth that people feel drawn to. Okay? I feel like you have this this aspect of your personality that is always ready to act. Maybe always ready to help out, always ready to leap into something to help another person. You're kind of, in a way, you might even consider yourself a good Samaritan. I feel that people are drawn to your sort of, I feel like there's a very upbeat energy with you. I feel like you have a charming personality. Yeah. And I feel like you radiate almost like a kind of trust where people feel that they can kind of lean on you a little bit. People feel like you do what you say you're going to do. You show up on time or early, you know. People feel that you're somebody who does what they say they're going to do. Okay? And I think you're somebody that, like, if you say you're going to show up somewhere at a certain time, like, you're there. And people don't have to worry about that. Okay? So I feel a very energetic aspect of your disposition or your personality here with this card. Always ready to sort of, always ready to volunteer, always ready to jump into something. If somebody asks you to do something, you're just like, yeah, you know, if there's any way that you can do it, you're doing it. Okay. So to me, it's a very warm energy. In the environment, in the terms, in the position of your relationship, I feel like in a way this is kind of that surprise energy that is going to really quicken your heart. Okay, it's really going to inspire, maybe like kind of in a way tears of joy. Okay, but I feel like this card is also about you giving in your relationships. I feel like you're someone who is very generous with your emotions, very generous with your heart and your spirit. I feel like you're always willing to do something to make somebody else feel good. You're probably a very good gift giver, aren't you? Yeah, I feel like you are a very good gift giver. But I feel like in a way this is kind of somebody doing something for you. This is a surprise invitation or something like that coming in that's really going to light you up. It's going to make you feel loved. Like all this kind of anonymous giving that you do, all this, you probably do a lot of charity work, you do probably a lot of volunteering, but it's like you don't want credit, you don't want recognition. Somebody's doing something nice for you, Capricorn. And it's going to feel very good. It's going to light you up. It's going to make you just go, ah, and smile and feel loved. Because you're always doing that for other people. You're always showing up for everybody else. Somebody's showing up for you. And it really lights you up. It really just makes you want to smile. Okay? I like it. And I think that Spirit is putting a lot more of these kinds of relationships in your life. Okay? I feel like you have a lot of love to give. Yeah, your heart energy feels very bright. It feels free. It feels ready. Okay. And the Queen of Pentacles in the position of the fear, worry, concern, or even the position of the anxiety. Okay. I think if there is any kind of anxiety, I think it was, in a way, I kind of feel an empty nest syndrome taking place here with these. Because I kind of feel that the Queen, let's say, is your future self. Okay? And I think that your future self, if there's any kind of, I don't want to say regret, if there's any kind of like nostalgia or any kind of like, I wish something was different, I think it is related to your kind of hermit energy and the anonymous kind of, volunteering, charity work, giving, generosity thing that you do. Because the Queen of Pentacles doesn't want to get further down the road and not have the warmth and the love. Okay, sometimes this card is like, sometimes this is regret. Okay, sometimes this is a card that says, I wish I would have made more of those connections. Okay, so I think that like one of your biggest fears in life is to end up cold and lonely. Or to live in a world that feels cold and lonely. Now, even if you're living by yourself and you're independent, you don't want to have roommates or a spouse or anything, fine. I think that you don't want to live in a world that feels cold. So you're radiating this warmth because that's how you want the world to be. Does that make sense? And so I think that, you do want family, you do want the warmth of the hearth, and you want people around the table, and you want those deeper connections. I keep feeling this idea of warmth for you. And I think that's really what you're seeking in life is to have that kind of warmth and not just feel cold and lonely, even if you are, again, alone, your own house, you're not living with anybody, you're completely independent, maybe that's fine. You don't want the romance part of it, that's okay. But I think you want to, you're trying to create a world community. Okay? I think you're trying to create love. I think you want the world to be full of that bright, free, and warm heart energy. And that's the reason, as you look back into the past, that's the reason why you do a lot of the things that you do. You're trying to make the world a better place. Okay? And I think through that process, you want to feel like you're included. And so don't feel like you have to anonymously do things for everybody else and not receive anything back. It's okay. Again, it's okay for you to get that warmth back. It's okay for you to feel like it's being returned to you. You're sending your love out in every direction, and you kind of allow it to come back in. People, places, and things that are going to bring warmth and value and love into your life. Allow that to come in. Don't reject it. Don't feel like it takes away from your authenticity, or it takes away from your humbleness or your genuineness, right? If you allow it in. You're allowed to feel that too, okay? And of course, our two of swords here at the end, I feel like your relationships are shifting toward that deeper honesty. Okay, I feel like there is kind of this real connections being made with people. I feel like it's the heart level connections. And I think that this is a card of peace. Okay, this is a card of really you're not worried about anything, you know? I feel like this is a peace of mind. Yeah. And this is the only swords cards we have. So I feel like all of this energy here, everything is flowing toward you, kind of like sleeping like a baby at night, you know, feeling that the world is a good place, the world is a peaceful place, that there's no worries, there's no problem. Okay, I think that in all of your relationships, you're choosing the deeper connection. Okay, I think in all of your decisions, you're choosing to trust your intuition and trust your heart, rather than letting your, rather than letting facts get in the way, you know, rather than being too analytical, cold, or clinical about life. You're just choosing love. You're choosing warmth. Okay. And I think that, I think that your relationships are trending toward deep honesty and trust. A lot of trust taking place now. And I think just really through this kind of reunion energy, if this is your kids or this is whatever it is, a family member, that event or that reunion is reinforcing your trust in the universe. You know, that you're kind of it just furthers that part of you that says the universe is a good place. You know, that feels really rare to feel that. I want to look at the mystery card. Okay, I expect this to be another lover's card, probably a card of union or some kind of water energy. Maybe it's a 6 of something, probably, or a 2 of cups, or a lover's card. Yeah. If you have a prediction, I want you to put it in the comments. Ring the bell, Magic Maker, okay? And hit the like button. I want you to claim this reading. Let me know if it's resonating with you. And a big shout of gratitude and love to everybody that shares these videos and does anonymous kind of work that doesn't get the recognition all the time to sort of share this channel and promote this channel. I really appreciate all of that. I know it's happening. I know there are those out there that are sharing this in other communities, sharing it on Facebook, sharing it in forums and on Reddit and all that kind of thing. And that is really appreciated. Okay, even though I don't know who you are and I don't have any proof that you're doing it, but I know you're doing it. And it's kind of an example of what this energy is, you know. So thank you. Let's look. It's a 5 of Wands. Interesting. Interesting, a 5 of Wands. I wonder if somebody really is kind of is wanting you to kind of be by their side, you know, to kind of to fight with them. You know, I kind of feel that there's this energy of well, when at first it may be a bit of a little bit of tension at first, you know. I kind of feel like this reunion at first it's kind of like there's anger. It's like, how dare you be gone for so long? And then quickly there's a hug and everything. You know what I mean? I kind of feel a little bit of that is going to happen. But I wonder if this is somebody that really wants to like join forces with you. You know, that kind of it almost feels like we're all in this together kind of thing. Somebody wants to be by your side. I don't feel like the fight aspect of this is really what is being emphasized. I don't feel like it's a fighting energy. I feel like it's a creative energy that perhaps like somebody wants to create with you. Does that make sense? Or that this reunion is relieving some tension that's been between you two for a while. That maybe there was some kind of a rift or some kind of discord or some kind of friction that may be now resolved by this reunion. I feel like somebody's coming back into your life and they're wanting to be a team with you in some way. Okay. And it feels that, well, maybe the return of this person is disrupting the hermit's kind of routine. But this might be exactly that kind of warmth and that kind of like excitement that you really need. Because maybe the hermit is stuck in a little bit of a routine. And maybe this is that kind of excitement, that kind of heat, you know, that is exactly what you need right now. Something that kind of shakes things up for you a little bit, you know. Let's do an extended reading. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link in the video description. New readings for Capricorn Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.